Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik from Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here. How's it going? So check it out. I'm with my buddy Sunshine, and we are currently in Washington, D.C., and we're going to be doing some game hunting. Are you looking forward to this?
I mean, I live here, so these are just kind of my local joints.
That's a sort of yes, I guess.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Anyway, so we are right outside IAD Dulles Airport, because I live in airports. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The first place we're going to is this place called Tashi Station Echo Base. This is a Star Wars reference. Are you old enough to have seen Star Wars?
No.
He's not old enough for Star Wars. He doesn't know any of these characters. Doesn't know what any of this is.
I watched it.
How's it go?
Sorry, we're in your photo.
You're good. Anyway, we see that they have video games. This was not a plan. We were just walking past and we saw it, and we thought we'll show it to you. So when you first look at it, it's primarily a toy shop, which makes perfect sense. But we do have a video game section. Actually, check this out. They have a Dreamcast arcade stick. The Top Max one. I actually don't have this. Do you want me to get this? Do you think I need this?
Yeah, you need more crap.
I do need more crap, but I don't know if I want to pay $40 for a knockoff like arcade stick. But technically, it's a Dreamcast thing I don't have, so that's annoying to me. Anyway, we have some consoles here. They do a lot of customized ones. This they straight up selling hacked up PS3s. That's an evil Nat custom firmware PS3. The Intellivision version 3, Sears. Is that the Sears version?
Sears Atari,
Yeah, it's the Sears Telegames. 2600 Junior with the box, which is kind of neat. So some more normal, modern stuff. We have lots of customized Wiis, which you can see they've custom cases, modifications. Same thing with GameCubes. Tower Power Model 2. We also have customized Sonic & Knuckles Edition Genesis units. A Master System customized to look like a Sega Mark III, color decor, which is neat. NES, 360s. Then from games perspective, we have some of the glass case items. Supercharged Robot Volkaiser is a Dreamcast Indie. I did a video on that if you're curious. A lot of Xbox, PS3, PS1, PS2. You have some Switch, limited run games. Oh, a customized Game Gear case. There you go. An all-white one. As well as some Switch stuff. Some Game Boy Advance. Game Boy USB device of some kind. Gyromite in the box. Macross M3. Oh, dude, check it out. This is a Dreamcast demo disc. I don't think I do, actually, thankfully. Massive memory cards. Now you got me curious. That's annoying. I'll have to check something. Easy flashes. I've done videos on some of those. NES games, N64, SNES. Yeah, cool stuff here. Down here we have some of the more accessible things. Xbox 360, Xbox One. Anything catching your eye?
It's kind of cool that they have all the CIB Nintendo games right on the shelf here.
Yeah, I like that. And then mixed in with Hand Egg, 32X Hand Egg, but fake case. I missed this. There was a bunch of loose cards out on these. This is a new thing now. 3D printed shelving is much more common than it used to be. Obviously, because 3D printers are around. But then we got some. Check it out, dude. There's a lot of boxed second gen stuff actually. Yeah, that's all making a rise. And then we got a Japanese DDR pad for Dreamcast, Atari 250, $200. Dead or Alive 3 set. Look at that. Some new inventory here. We got a bunch of GameCube, a little bit more over here, some 360, a bunch of PS1, and then a bunch of OG Xbox as well. So we just came out of there. It's a cool store. He got stuff.
Yeah, they had a lot more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a comic book store with a few retro games, but no, it was a full retro game selection.
Yeah, I actually didn't even show it to you. There was an entire back room, but it was just comics and stuff, which is not really the point of this. Yeah, they got a super nice guy in there who was like, if there's anything you're looking for, I'll order it and bring it to my store. But, I mean, for me, that makes no sense. For you, it's a little more, but...
Yeah, kind of. If I want to play eBay prices at a store. But, yeah, I got a good deal on a few things. So.
All right, on to the next one. Store number 2. We're in the wonderful weather. This weekend we were blessed by rain constantly. This one's kind of famous. Not for the physical store itself, because it seems like most people don't know there actually is a physical store. But we are at eStarland. Which is a big online video game store. I'm sure you guys have heard of. I know they're kind of famous for having, I think it's eBay pages as well. But yeah, they actually do have a brick and mortar store right outside of Washington Dulles Airport. Are you excited?
No, not really.
So when you first walk in, you don't go here, you go there. And here we are upon entrance. So some stuff they actually have priced, and other stuff they do not. Like, so you'll get like a serial number, and there's no price on it, and you have to look up this serial number on a computer.
Yeah, you can either use the computer or the app.
Yeah, but either way, you have to do an extra step to find out. It's because they sell everything online, so prices. It's also the easiest way for them to update their pricing. Is basically why it works like that. Anyway, let's see what kind of weird treasures we can find. See, I'm guessing the stuff up there is not actually for sale. You got things like a Project Scorpio, Xbox One. You've got the, or sorry, Xbox One X. We've got the Virtual Boy. You know, I don't think those are for sale. And stuff we have here is like glass case items. So we've got a lot of NES, a lot of Genesis, some Master System. Even some of the 3D cards, those are kind of cool to see every once in a while. Big wall of amiibos, well, case of amiibos more accurately. Lots of DS, etc. GameCube, tons of that actually. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't know which titles I need offhand, and then looking it up. So it's kind of, you kind of go in and be like, what games do I need? I will type it up in here and see if it exists within stock. This aisle, we have a lot of Super Nintendo. We even have Super Famicom. So they have obviously Japanese stuff, imports. We're spoiled. We don't really do that, but they've got it there if you want it. The problem is I can't, again, because you don't know what the prices are. They want you to go investigate everything, which I'm really lazy. Like, I'm not antisocial at all. I'm just very lazy. I don't want to do all that work, but it's whatever. Lots of box Genesis over here. A lot of third-party like controllers and adapters and power supplies and things like that. Which is, I guess, cool. Spare cases, I like that they do that. So if you need extra 360, PS4, whatever, I'm sure these are a lot of either aftermarket cases or sports cases. Like we got, I think those are 4K Blu-ray set cases, you know, etc. That I like. I think that's actually kind of neat. I don't know if they have enough copies of Madden. That's a little disappointing how few there are. We got tons of PS1, PS2, PS3, lots of PS3 actually, like a sea of it. But this is like an entire PlayStation aisle on this side. So, nothing specific that really stands out to me. Oh, Katamari Forever. That's a cool game. But yeah, that's there. Yeah, but you know, lots of PS3 stuff, PS4 stuff, PS1, PS2, etc. And more of these types of things. Like I said, a lot of third-party peripherals that they sell here. Like that. That's kind of cool. Replacement shells for PSP games in case you have a need of that. So in this section, we have tons of Xbox content. Again, 360, Xbox One, Series X, OG. Again, more replacement parts, though. You've got, like, reproduction cases for Game Boy Advances, Game Boy Colors, that kind of thing. I like that. I think that's, like, a cool thing to lean into, just making customized stuff out of custom parts and maybe restoring older systems where the guts are good but the case is bad. In those cases, I think, literally, that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, this section is just a combination of that, along with a lot of Xbox content. Keep in mind, these are all like resealed items. None of this is originally sealed. So be aware, in case that matters to you. Look, Race Pro. I don't remember this game at all. It just caught my attention, probably because I don't recognize it. Anywho, 360 again over there, and more OG Xbox, more third-party power supplies, third-party controllers, etc. So here we have more of my stuff. We got some Sega CD. We've got some Sega Saturn, including some like legitimate titles. We got like Resident Evil, Panzer Dragoon, Sonic Jam, House of the Dead, stuff like that. Some Japanese imports as well, things like Ikaruga. We got one Neo Geo CD game, Top Hunter. To be fair, there might be a few more mixed in there that I'm just not seeing, but there's a lot of Japanese Saturn. We also have a lot of Japanese and North American Dreamcast. Mostly original titles. There are a few indies in there, but not too many. Like Captain Tomaday, I think, is right there. But like other than that, that's all original run stuff. And lots more back there, like, you know, collector's editions and, you know, special editions, limited editions, etc. But over here, just more sealed. I think this is actually the sealed stuff. At least in this section, yeah, because like, why would you have Mega Man? Why would you have World Training Poker or whatever back there? Yeah, what is that actually? It's World Championship cards sealed. There's no reason to have that behind glass unless it is sealed. But yeah, you get it. So is that PS4? This side, you have a lot more refurbed consoles. Some that are actually cool, like Call of Duty Edition, Xbox One, you know, stuff like special editions. Custom Dreamcast cases, for example. They call this green. Looks like, you know, hot yellow is what we would have called that in the 90s. But yeah, they have custom ones of those, same Super Nintendos, etc. If you, like I said, if you have like a nice Dreamcast that works, but the case is like, ugh, this is your opportunity to replace it. But here they actually tell you what it costs, and it kind of sucks. That's a bit much. But same thing for N64, by the way. They have those as well. So over here we have a little bit more of a bonus. We got some basically common Japanese games, but like a tub of them. To be fair, there's American stuff mixed in there too. There's also some indies like Say to ZS Next for the Dreamcast. I did a video on that actually, but neat stuff. Saturn third-party controllers, more power supplies. I just noticed this too. Tomy, which is not really a great company to be honest, but they did something cool here. This is a patch cable for the Genesis that allows you to use the stereo sound from the front port within the game. So this is highly recommended actually. You can always tell a place kind of is an imitation Japanese place when it sells Ramuni, because the Japanese do not drink this. I found something I think will get you really excited. It's stuff straight from Akihabara.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I've never been there. So over here we got more glass case stuff, some Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, Genesis, NES, some cool console variants too, some refurbed ones. Ooh, GameCube, disc-only Resident Evil 3. We also have the 1 terabyte Call of Duty version, the gold PS4, stuff like that. Dreamcast, the Atari Flashback 3 kind of there. Ooh, that's cool. The Batman Arkham Edition PS4. Neat. Very neat. Interestingly, over here we actually have a lot of Dreamcast indies, and they have them Japanese labeled up, which is a little strange because the other side is entirely in English, and you're in Washington, D.C. at the moment, so that's a little strange. But anyway, whatever. Some 3DO stuff. Ooh, Persona. Wow. Okay. Atlanta Dave's going to like that. We got Game Gear stuff, PSP stuff. Ooh, Bob Ross. Ooh. I worship you, Bob Ross. Some more common and bad condition NES, Genesis, N64, this kind of stuff. Nothing super crazy. These actually have price tags on them. There's another cabinet of that, cabinet case, whatever, rack of NES, N64, etc. Some more refurbished consoles. So we have things like the Master System, Sega CDs, a couple of Model 2s, PS1s, NESs, Atari 2600 Junior, Master System, Wii U, I might have said Master System twice, but whatever, 360, etc. Yeah, PS4, PS5. Yeah, then that is, oh, as well as a ton of Switch. But in a nutshell, that is eStarland. They also have a lot of toys and trading cards and stuff in case that wasn't obvious. Yeah, we struck out.
Yeah, I was about to buy the Wii U game you might have saw. Then they were like, no, the copy that's cheaper is disc only. I was like, well, it says it's only missing the manual on your website, so, yeah, well.
And I got nothing. So, it feels like you're inside a warehouse.
Yeah.
And it feels like you can't really find a deal in there, because obviously they update all the prices digitally, which is automatic. That's the whole point of that system.
If you wanted to go to an eBay store that has a physical location, that's eStarland.
Perfect explanation. Okay, so it's been a minute since you've seen us, because if I'm honest, the DC game hunting didn't really go all that great. So we were getting a little nostalgic for Japan, so we actually are back. Come here, come here. Here he is. Hard Off Destroyer's back with us. Japanese coffees and everything. We're good to go. We're going to go game hunting. Are you excited to be back in Japan?
I am excited to say.
Okay, I'm lying. We're in Baltimore. This is a whole bit, whatever. But he is here. He's here. Let's go do some game hunting at whatever our first thing is. But he really did bring us Boss Coffees, which was nice. All right, Joseph, this is our first one. Retro replay. Have you been here?
Been here once.
All right, we'll go in and we'll see what we get. Also, Sunshine's over there using the facilities. Nice way of saying he's taking a dump. Joseph, it is a sign you must go to Chicago. Just say yes.
You're welcome.
So, awkward comedy aside, we have DS games, 3DS games, Wii U games, more, no, we don't need that, Wii games, GameCube stuff, actually, nice abundance of Game Boy players, a little bit of Japanese stuff. This would have been actually useful for the bit that we just did, just having some Japanese games, but oh well, that's fine. And then, yeah, I'm going to go through this and see if there's any like, Cube titles I need. Some Switch stuff, and we have a lot of loose carts. So I like the way they do this. They kind of package up N64 stuff in plastic wrap. What is that?
Official Game Boy camera case.
Oh, Game Boy camera case. I'll check it out. Boxed Zaxxon by Sega when they were a third-party developer before they made consoles. Loose Genesis over here as well. Stuff like that. Loose NES. Again, I like that they plastic wrap them. That's nice. Over here, wall of PS4, PS5 cases, PS3 stuff, PS2 stuff, PS1 stuff, standees for some reason, Paradise, boxed consoles. I think mostly that's going to be display. I don't think any of that stuff's actually for sale. Over here we got some boxed Genesis, things like that. Dreamcast, actually we got some of the oddity consoles. So things like a little bit of PC Engine, some CDI, PC, stuff like that. 3DO, a little bit, some Japanese Sega Saturn. Over here we have Dreamcast. Actually, shout out to John Riggs. They have your game in stock here. Yeah, Beavis. I did a video. Yeah, Beavis too. I did a video on that. As well as Sega CD, some Saturn, other Saturns. Japanese Saturn and North American Saturn. Actually, Skies of Arcadia Japanese, the not at Bar-Eye version. Original Xbox. They even have the limited edition of The Godfather. That's cool. You don't see that very often with the outer sleeve. So OG Xbox, 360, Xbox One, some PC stuff, big box PC stuff back there, and then of course more displays. So they also have music CDs. I love the box arts and stuff up there. Unfortunately, that's all the stuff I would want. But they have a big VHS section. They have Blu-rays. They've got some 4K Blu-rays. They've got DVDs, lots of toys and things like that. Like it's kind of that multi-purpose type of video game store that sells just nerd culture in general. But yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff. Also vinyl and everything like that. Some glass case items, some Genesis, things like memory cards for the Saturn. Cosmic Commuter for what I'm pretty sure is the 2600. Yeah, there's some interesting ones in there. Tiger Vision game. I might have to point that out to Sunshine. Anyway, so things like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Mega Man's, Game Boy Advances, SNES games and N64 games that are, you know, some of the more heavy hitters, glass case stuff, etc. Or more sought after for one reason or another, obviously. Back there you have things like Kuon. That's a win. Scarface, the Collector's Edition, some of the other things like Lunar, PS1, Metal Gear Solids, your Resident Evils, kind of the stuff you'd expect back there. More of the heavy hitter Saturn, Dreamcast stuff as well. It's nice to see Shenmue back there, of course. We have some graded games. We also have heavy hitter GameCube games, DS, 3DS, Switch as well. A little bit of 32X and Genesis back there, SNES and N64 box, Game Boy, you know, etc. Nothing like super insane, but still just, you know, neat stuff to see. We've got Game Gear games. Actually, a little bit of Virtual Boy. I always like that Star Wars Episode 1 Race or Game Boy Color cartridge. I think that's cool. How it just stands out like that. Because I think it has vibration. I think that's the whole thing with it. Then we just have, you know, a little bit more Game Boy Color, Game Boy Regular, etc. Game Boy Advance. Nothing like totally insane. So I wouldn't want this. I'd kind of like the reverse, but this is, you can use a PlayStation or PlayStation 2 controller on a GameCube. I'd rather use a GameCube controller on a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, but still, that's cool. When you sell an N-Gage game, and it's just out and about, not behind a case, you instantly got cooler. If you want to be cool one day, Joseph, you need to have N-Gage games in stock at your store.
I had an N-Gage growing up. Oh,
growing up is so long ago. Oh my God, it was though. It was 20 years ago. You're old. We're all old. It sucks. Everybody out there, you're old. So it's gonna end soon for you, so don't worry about it. Sunshine, what have you got here?
I guess it's a full body suit for a Game Gear.
This is like the Game Gear Iron Man suit. Like. It's ridiculous. We also have a sea of accessories, third party and original, so your modern day kind of lamer HD solutions for consoles. I actually really don't recommend those, by the way. And then, you know, third party controllers, that kind of thing. But point is, I've got it. Nice big sea of stuff, but the stuff that interests me the most is not for sale. We have some portables, so Neo Geo Pockets, WonderSwan Colors, PSPs, things like that. DS's, 3DS's, Game Boy Advances, etc. Third-party adapters, Dreamcast memory cards, yeah, just stuff like that. Joseph, have you found anything that has got your hard off?
We have to go back over here.
Okay.
I'm still debating on this damn.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go. You were gonna get the Iron Man suit for the Game Gear. Okay.
I don't know. I like cases. I guess I'm sometimes the case guy, the carrying bag.
Right. So they get your heart off, right?
Yes.
All right. So we came out of there. I got nothing. You got stuff.
Yeah, there was a bunch of PC stuff, so I'm happy.
You got stuff?
Yeah.
You also got space back there. What's that like? I wouldn't know, because usually with his little baby car, you just... Isn't it nice how your head doesn't do this?
So over-exaggeration.
You guys have seen the footage. It's not for people.
Your size.
Any size. We couldn't put Dave back there, man. Anyway, on to the next one. Enjoy your cabin space. What is that?
What am I, an ant?
I mean, it's the same size as your car, so that's very... Okay, what town are we in now?
Yeah, so we're in Ellicott City, kind of downtown, little town here. At a game store here.
It is called Time Warp. You've been here?
Yes, I've been here once.
And what was it like?
I enjoyed it. They have a variety of games, new and old, and why you're supposed to my face.
Well, you know, I was hoping both of you would talk, but all right, it's fine. Anyway, Time Warp, let's go. So this is actually cool. We're introduced to some toys. I like some of these Transformers figures that are just like made to look like character accurate, you know, Dinobot and Grimlock and so on and so forth. But that's not what you're here for. We got a bunch of video games. So we got Xbox One, 360, OG, piles. We got the PlayStation section over there, Nintendo section over there, and then we will go find the rare treasures. We do have a couple of Dreamcast indies down here, Breakers, Captain Tom a Day, Magic Pie. I did videos on all those if you're ever curious about them. Nice selection of cassette tapes, and then DS, some Genesis, loose card boxed, NES. Nice GameCube selection, actually. Is this a steel case for... I'm going to have to look at that in a bit. And a lot of Wii and Wii U. I also like those big figures up there, actually. Battletoads. Glass case. We got actually Tempo on 32X, kind of nice to see. Space Harrier, Tough Man Contest, Flintstones, Genesis. So you can CD stuff back there. Lords of Thunder, Double Switch Wirehead, Rise of the Dragon, Popful Mail, and Lunar, but case only, or disc only, sorry. Other SNES games, NES games, Nickelodeon Guts. Have a bit of a handheld section here, so we've got some Game Gear, we've got Game Boy Color, Game Boy, a little bit of box Game Boy, some Game Boy Advance section as well, and then continuing on with DS, 3DS, and a few in the box as well. And if you're into that kind of thing, like Joseph is, Pokemon cards, so you can go to McDonald's and complain to the staff about how you wanted Charizard, and they didn't have them.
They didn't have Charizard. I was very upset. Okay.
I know you were. I could tell. I had to explain to the McDonald's employee that this 40-year-old man was 6 years old. So down here I have some of the heavy hitter GameCube, PS2 games. Resident Evil Code Veronica is always nice to see, as well as PS1 stuff. Was this the game you're talking about? Power Shovel?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, he was really going nuts about this Power Shovel game. We couldn't get him to stop talking about it. But he didn't. Yeah, but he didn't know the name of it, so it really. Anyway, we found it. So good to see. Oh, Shredded Kirby.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool. Also, of course, they have comics. They got toys. You know, the pop, you know, Funko Pops, but also Big Ninja Turtles things, plushies, you know, that kind of stuff. So they got a little bit of everything, you know. He's got a little baby lunch bag that he got a game out of. All right, walk with me, talk with me. What'd you guys think of the store? Well, you got stuff, so you probably have the most impression.
No, I like stopping by here just because I like the town more so than anything. But, you know, the selection's pretty decent. And there's a few import things, not really their thing, though.
Yeah, well, also, we're all kind of spoiled because we don't really pick up Japanese stuff domestically. Yeah. So that's a big clue as to maybe where he got something from. What do you think?
I like Time Warp. I think it just lacks with, like, quantity of what they have. It's kind of only goes so far. Oh, that's so cool, but then they kind of run out of cool stuff after about 5 minutes.
That's actually a really good way of putting that. Because, yes, you can kind of go through that whole store in maybe 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah. It used to be a lot smaller.
Unless you're
expanded.
Yeah.
So their stock hasn't really filled out.
Yeah. Also, it's got a lot of toys, so that's like 50% of the store. So just factor that in. I liked it, but I didn't end up getting anything.
Hard hats. Hard off.
Where are we now?
We're in Eldersburg, Maryland.
Yeah.
At Play Raven.
Yeah, Play Raven. It's near the Pennsylvania border, right?
Kind of. It's more north. It's north of Baltimore.
Okay. Either way, yes, Play Raven. Have you been to this one?
Yes, once.
Oh, you have? Okay, well, great. No fun for me then. All right, let's go. So we have a quick survey shot, and over here we've got our wall of Wii. We've got GameCubes. Here we have our special Japanese import section, which, yeah, don't need that so much. But you were just pointing this out. What is this?
Just look at all of the Fairchild Channel F games. Like this, at one point it was multiple full sets of it.
That's impressive. So if you're into the Fairchild Channel F, you are never going to find a better option than here. That's pretty cool. And then your glass cases of stuff. We got some gashapons. And Joseph's eyeing some stuff up over here. What do you got going on?
Worm Whomper.
Worm Whomper. For what? Oh, it's for that. I actually don't know what that's for.
Maybe in television?
Isn't it? Oh, it's on television to the left of that slam dunk, but But by Activision, I guess I don't know. They have us stumped, sir. Yeah. Revenge of the Beefsteak Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, but that's a sequel. Okay, all right. It's funny how the non-movie guy knew that.
I just watched garbage movies.
Okay. But yeah, we got 3DO stuff back here, both big box and normal stuff. Vectrex stuff. That's actually a pretty impressive amount of Vectrex content, all things considered, like in the variety of it. I literally just said that. And we have 360 games. Thanks for your service, buddy. All right, Xbox games, Genesis, some 32X. Ooh, Slam City with Scottie Pippen, one of the combo games. And I don't know what that is. Black Hole Assault? All right. Yeah.
I would look it up, but there's no service.
Oh, well, thank you for your service.
I'm the one giving service here.
Yeah, you don't have any service, though. You just admitted it. He's a fraud, everybody. Anyway, GameCube stuff down here. PS3, PS4 cases. PS1. I really want Dino Crisis 2, but I don't want to pay for it. So that presents a problem. Some Wii U stuff. We got strategy guides. I like a lot of the decor we got going on. A lot of the stores do that, obviously, for display purposes. But over here we got some PSP stuff. We got Game Gear. Yeah, I'm just pointing out stuff. There's me. I'm there. That's like football me, which is not an accurate represent. Oh, it's Buck Rogers. That's much cooler than football. All right. Okay, old people references. Nice. What?
Chuck Norris.
Didn't you want this at one point?
I do.
Well, there you go. It's not gonna. It's right there. Anyway, so we have 7800s. We got consoles back there. Atari 800s. Oh, that's the Atari 65 XE that we found one of those in Japan. Red Skull found that in the box.
Oh, okay.
That's that's what he found.
Yeah, I have an Arabic version of that.
Of course you do. I mean, we're weird collectors, but combined, man, we got a museum. And yeah, some glass case stuff, obviously. Loose cards of various things, Super Famicom, things like adapters. You know, I like this. They have a big loose disc section, so you can go through this and see if you need your missing pieces. I think there's some demo discs and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's demos. I am going to definitely peruse the demos and soundtracks and stuff, but yeah, they got a lot of cases. Joseph, don't find out about that, otherwise he's going to start digging through all this. Oh, here he goes. Dives right in. Nice, another wall of Wii and Wii U trash. And Xbox One. And of course, there's your 360. And we got some, that's actually a really cool PS1 kiosk. I like that. Wall of used controllers, third-party controllers. Yeah, just a lot of cool stuff. Over here we have a Project Scorpio Edition Xbox One X. We got boxed Super Nintendo games with the case protector, some N64, loose carts of things like Metalhead for 32X, and so on and so forth. Glass case items, some N64, more boxed N64. Super Nintendo, etc. I like this. They have a nice big section for manuals, so if you're missing one, you know, you hypothetically will find it in there. Ooh, Power Rangers, of course. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of when stores kind of try to find a way to sell those items to people that need them. We also have some big box, I think PC games back there. More consoles, etc. Up here we got some cool items that we got some Funko Land cases, which he just informed me you don't remember.
No, I don't think I existed.
Wow, that's special. I do. I was old. There's a Virtual Boy though, so that's cool at least. Vectrex box, but I think that's all again that stuff that's just not for sale. So in this corner we've got Big Box PC, and he sees tragedies, so that's where he goes to. That's his bread and butter.
I just got PTSD looking
yeah, of course you did. You don't remember Funko Land, but you remember Nam.
Exactly.
Okay. But we have other, including more Vietnam games actually. OG Xbox stuff back here. Shenmue 2, nice. So this is a kind of a cool section. You have a boxed RoboCop 3 on Game Gear. I didn't even know this game was on Game Gear. You have Waterworld for Virtual Boy. You have something that fell over, unfortunately. But Night Trap on 3DO, as well as Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, the original pressing. That's some stuff. If I was more into 2600 games, I might kind of want these. They've got Sorcerer's Apprentice with, oh boy, Mickey! He's on the cover. And then Pigs in Space from the Muppet Shows like segment. Like, I didn't even know those games existed. That's kind of cool. Post thoughts. We're now in the car because it's raining again. Okay, you got something. Right?
Yeah, no, I got a Wii U game, so that's very good.
Yeah, that chips away at that collection.
Exactly. So
Spoilers.
2 left now. So,
and you got something else. We'll show you the guys stuff later, but you got stuff. You struck out.
I struck out. Nothing for me.
It's okay. I found one thing I wanted, but it wasn't like anything that special, and the guy gave it to me for free.
which was really nice of him to do.
Yeah, the owner of the store.
Yeah, he's cool.
Absolutely cool.
Just spoilers. I needed a N64 like plastic case protector, but the Japanese ones are a different scale from the American ones, and he had a Japanese gaming one, so I'm like, I need that. How much is that? He's like, hey, just take it. I was like, oh, well, thank you. Good store.
All right, boys, we're at our last game store of this adventure. You're the only one who's been here, right?
Yeah, no, this one's, it's kind of a chain, a local chain here, but they have good deals if you use the rewards program and whatnot, so not useful for you guys, but I'm
not in the slightest.
Use that.
What about you?
I've been here before, but I look forward to what they got.
Okay, we are at Cartridges Galore.
Yeah, I had been here before.
We've been mocking him for poor memory. Perfect example. So here it is on the inside. On this side, we got a bunch of NES stuff, loose card things, Odyssey. We got packs of things. We got drum sets, 5,200 boxes, third-party peripherals and accessories, cables, controllers, you know, that kind of stuff. Wii games. Tony Hawk Shredboard. Ooh, glass case. Okay, now that. Ooh, Piglet's Big Game. Yeah, PS2 version. Ooh, the Twisted Metal collection is nice to see, except really only the second one and the first one are any good. 3 and 4 are famously tragedies. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff in there all the same. Genesis Master System selection. 32X. Ooh, the AT games. Yeah, there you go. Twice the AT power. That's an interesting box variant on the Nomad. I don't remember it looking like that. Anyway, it's cool to see though. We have our GameCube. Code Veronica X. If I was going to do anything dumb, it would be that. If it has a manual. We see. I don't know if I'm that stupid, but yeah, that's cool. So, very neat. More GameCube, as well as Switch stuff. We got more controllers. You got plushies and toys and things. More glass case over here. N64, NES, etc. Super Nintendo. Over here, we have some just random third-party Dreamcast memory cards and stuff. And then we have more Genesis, clone consoles, some OG Xbox, PSP, DS, yeah, Wii U, a little bit of Japanese stuff, not much. So over here we have the PS4 section, PlayStation 3 section. Buy 2, get 1 free pre-owned. Okay, that's, I guess, a thing. Consoles, got some PS5s, glass case stuff for PS4, PS3. We have a PlayStation TV, which apparently this is why Joseph suddenly remembered he'd been here before. PlayStation 2 as well. Ooh, the Shenmue 3 Complete Edition for PS4. At the time of recording, this was the only way to get the full game with the DLC and the patches on disc. But since NN Games is no doubt going to reissue it, I don't think that matters anymore. PS1 and commons like sports stuff and Disney Infinity and 360 stuff. We've got Xbox 360. Ooh, that's cool. You can play as Red Hulk in this version, which is kind of, at the time I'm recording this, relevant because we just had Captain America 4 come out. But yeah, a bunch of cool other stuff in there. And some of the more heavy hitter OG Xbox stuff as well. Yeah, 360 controllers, as well as this. I know you brought this out for a reason, so check this out. These are the they're demo discs, not for resale as well, for Zelda's Adventure, Link Faces of Evil, Zelda: The Wand of Gamelot, and Hotel Mario. Are you selling these?
So we are. We got a bunch of CDI stuff in. We are currently selling it as like a big bundle. We have like 2 functioning consoles, a bunch of demo discs. Bro even brought me in like sealed controllers.
But you wouldn't sell this just by itself, like this 4?
Yeah, currently, unfortunately, my bosses don't.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because that's the kind of dumb thing we would get. Like, that's really where I'm going with it. But yeah, it's all right. We have some box Game Boy Advance and things like that. 3DO, CDI, a little bit of Virtual Boy. Yeah, always. You got to have that. Boxed one especially. Yeah, more CDI kind of hidden back there. And a little bit of Jaguar. And DS and 3DS as well. That's not too bad. Yeah. Oh, and then some consoles, handhelds. Yeah.
The full Jaguar with a CD.
That's impressive.
Yeah, we had one of those for a little bit, but it got sent to convention.
Of course. Yeah, don't worry, he'll fix that. Yeah. So up here, a little bit of Japanese GameCube. I don't know how much of this is for sale and some of this is display. Oh, top shelf items for sale. Apparently they are. They actually are for sale. You should buy all of it.
I will. With your money.
No, I'm not giving you any money. So that's kind of cool. The NCAA Football 2014. That game used to be super expensive, right? But that's like a Walmart-specific variant of it. I imagine within subsets, that's probably quite the pain to get. So this is kind of cool. On the right, you can see the American version of Orange Box for the Xbox 360, and on the left, what that is the Canadian version. And I know a ton of Canadians who just wouldn't get that version. They all imported the American one because the title was just hideous because of the French requirement. So down here, you have some more Dreamcast stuff. I like that they have the Gamera VMU. That's cool. The Millennium, like blue, ice blue controller, some loose disc Dreamcast games, etc. Keep an eye out for Hydro Thunder. There's 2 variants of that, and one supports VGA and the other one doesn't. I think the red one is the one that does, so that's the better one, I think, off the top of my head. We got some Saturn down there. Ooh, Mega Man 8. Woohoo! It's expensive, but that makes sense. That's a hard one to get. So we just came out of cartridges galore. We all got stuff. He got cartridges galore. You actually got a cartridge too. I was the only one who didn't get a cartridge, but I did get stuff.
At Cartridge Galore, I got Back to the Future on NES. I have a Back to the Future like kind of shrine, so I'm just gonna put it there.
Okay.
And I got this pretty cool Nintendo Game Boy carrying case.
So I'm obviously a big fan of Duke Nukem, big PC guy myself.
Really?
I think you can tell a little bit in my decorations. But yeah, it's a cool collection. Got most of the Duke Nukem expansion packs and
so that's the
Duke
PC
Nukem
version.
Yeah, it's all PC. It's European.
Right.
Yeah, un les hits de Duke.
Oh, c'est français. En français. All right. Okay. Sorry, everybody in France.
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving down. We got a Commodore 64 game there, just Donkey Kong cartridge based. Then below those, we got some EA games, which EA Electronic Artists, back in the day, they really wanted to make each publisher feel like an artist, so they made the artwork feel like a vinyl album. So they would be like a music artist, but it's actually for a game.
Can you show one of the games?
Yeah, so it's just...
Because I thought they were like 45s or whatever.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
a
old.
Commodore 64 game,
Yeah,
so...
Electronic Arts.
Yep.
Not artists.
I'm an artist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, so, yeah, we just got a cheap complete-in-box Tengen game. Obviously the unlicensed one by Atari, but they couldn't put Atari on the name, so they picked Tengen.
Yeah, we're jump cutting. Sorry, we forgot this one. What do you got?
Yeah, we got Mag Max on the NES. Looked like that's some badass box art. Let's be real. That's
the only reason you wanted it? It's like a robot fighting a robotic Hydra thing?
Yeah, it's probably not a very good NES game.
Nah, that sounds about right. Okay, back to the original footage.
We got a PAL exclusive Rhythmic Star. It's oddly enough an iToy game exclusive to Europe. Weird to find that in the middle, just nowhere, Maryland. But
yeah, and it wasn't even expensive actually.
Exactly. It's fully sealed. But the seal is ripped.
So he's probably going to crack that open.
Yep.
This is a big one.
Yeah, so this is the third to last Wii U game that I needed for the North American set, so Dark Masters War Master Edition. I'd been looking for this for a long time. Didn't pay $30 for that. Cause
you got it for like 17, didn't you?
Yeah, it went down in price, so he just was like, yeah, I'll honor that and just charge you that price.
Cool.
We got a Labo game. He just threw that in for free. I have the boxes I found at a thrift store, so I get to play with cardboard now.
So aren't you cool?
Oh. And some Super Nintendo?
Yep, got some Super Nintendo. Got Ys, Wanderers of Ys, so that's the third one, and Contra 3. So I've got quite a few third games.
And now the last one is kind of special. I know he's wanted this for a long time for one very particular reason.
Yep, yeah, I finally got the Chuck Norris game.
Yeah, he's actually on it.
Exactly. It's... Yeah, double cartridge. I get Chuck Norris and an extra game.
For the Atari 2600, to be clear.
Yeah, and it's one cartridge on one end and one on the other.
Yeah, you just swap them around.
Hope you guys enjoyed our little adventure here. Check out some of these stores if you're ever out here, and hopefully it was useful to you. So thank you very much for watching. Anything you guys want to say before they go?
Yeah, come down to DC. We've got a few game stores. They're kind of spread out, but hey, they're good nonetheless.
There's more. This is all we just had time to do. Joseph, anything?
You're welcome for my service.
Okay, so no, really. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, guys. In the future, if you do this, I do recommend having a car with a real back seat. That's always a benefit. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the social media stuff in the description: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, Travel Channel, etc. You can maybe check him out if you just want to at him about tiny cars or whatever, or just talk about them. If you like cars with absolutely no interior space and they cause medical problems, he's your guy. He loves Power Wheels, so look him up. And this guy's just cool, so. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you all later.